Hey, why not?
Okay.
Why not get connected with more people? You never know.
Yeah, you see, I got my anime banner in the back.
Yeah. I saw your post not too long ago. I was like, man, that's what's up.
Yeah. Alexa, brighten the lights to about 50%.
What's up?
There we go. I had to get them lights brighter.
Oh man.
All right,
I'm getting ideas for my man cave. Yeah, me and my wife are moving to Houston. We're actually gonna be close by to Able, actually. So I'll tell him what's up.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, guys, let's give it like a couple more minutes because I didn't realize how early it was. 6:55. Now, are you a realtor?
Oh, I'm a mortgage broker, actually.
Mortgage broker? Okay, cool.
Sir.
All right, let me see here. All right, y'all give me 1 second. I need to, we're gonna start promptly right at 7, but I need to quickly submit this offer, okay? Stop video. Hey, Chris, how you doing? This is Sascha Chatman here with Chatman Realty Group. I want to go ahead and get my client's offer over to you. So here's the deal, man. My clients are ready to go. I mean, they're ready. So we have a great pre-approval here. We have a great lender here in Michael DeBacker who has them going. They're already through underwriting. So we're coming with a really strong conventional offer here. We have 0 days in financing. We understand the house is listed at $340,000. My client is coming in very, very high at $400,000 with a full appraisal waiver. We're not going to have a long option period, as you can see down below. It's only 3 days. The house looks like it's in great shape, but I have people ready to go ahead and get everything moving quickly here. The buyer's also going to go ahead and pay for title. And beyond that, we have a very fast closing date. Now, you guys say you don't need a lease back or anything like that, so that's fine. If you do, please let me know. We would love to go ahead and get something done here really, really quickly. I'm going to put Michael's information down below here. And then the buyers have made a video for the sellers just to introduce themselves. So if you click that down below, they'll be more than happy to just introduce themselves so they can put a name and face with this offer. Once again, Sascha Chatman here with Chatman Realty Group. Looking forward to working with you, man. We do a lot of deals here. We get people to the closing table. Michael and I make a really good team. We have a good inspector. We have a great squad around us. These folks have no days in financing. They waived appraisal. You guys have very short option period, and they're paying for title. Let's get this deal done. All right. I look forward to hearing from you. Check out the video. Peace. All righty, had to get that going. All right, I've got a couple more people popping on. Let's go. Oh my gosh. MLS is killing me tonight, y'all. Let's see if it's back. Hey, we got the MLS back. Oh, no, I don't. All right. I'll figure this out in a second. Oh, we got more people in the waiting room. All right, we're about to go ahead and get started. We got more people popping on here. So in the interest of time, get you guys going. I know today's a big day. Hey guys, how y'all doing? Oh, don't be shy. You know I'll make you talk. Hello, anybody out there in the world want to unmute themselves and say hello?
Yo, what's up, Sascha?
Who was that, Ray? Sound like Ray.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, man?
Not too bad, but yourself?
Oh man, I cannot complain. How things going in your market?
Crazy.
Crazy, crazy.
Mhm.
Do y'all have any houses?
Mm,
Do y'all have any houses?
Nope, nope. It's tight. It's tight.
Very tight. It is very, very tight. All right, who else do we have on the call? How about this? Let's just go around real quick since we don't have a ton of people tonight. That way we all know who's who and what everyone does, because it's more than just people from my downline here tonight. So real quick, hey, Sascha Chatman here, Chatman Realty Group team leader. I'm with EXP. And you know, my team, I have three full-time agents right now on my team, and I'm growing my downline. And yeah, so I'm trying to do my downline training with you guys, as well as I just submitted an offer. So that's what we're doing here. Josh, you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Hey, Sasha. Well, hey, my name is Josh David. I am a mortgage broker with Edge Home Finance. That's pretty much it. Excited to see what this is all about. Be a part of the group.
All right, cool. Elaine, are you in a position where you can talk?
It's not working on your headphones.
Yeah. Hey, good evening. My name is Elaine Peralta. I'm new to EXP within the last 2 weeks or so. So I saw this training pop up on like the Money Badgers or Honey Badgers page and thought I would hop in. I'm in the Tampa Bay, Florida area.
Okay, cool. Let's keep it coming. Go ahead, guys. Well, all right, we're gonna get past the point of introducing because we're getting way more people than I thought we were gonna jump on. We're getting more and more people. All right, pretty much everybody's on here is a realtor, correct?
Yes.
Except for Josh. Quincy Knighton. Quincy, what market are you in?
I'm in the Tampa market.
Tampa.
Yes, sir.
Oh, so you're with Mina.
Yes, Sam.
Oh, okay, all right. I thought you was another Quincy. I did a deal with a guy named Quincy Knighton. It didn't go well. I'm like, what you doing over here, man? All right, guys. All right, let's go ahead and get going here in the interest of time. So today we're talking about new construction. Now, I did a mastermind with John Williams, who does a lot of new construction as well. And, you know, we did that, but it was, you know, it was a little bit all over the map because we had a lot of different questions and people come in a lot of directions. What I wanted to do today was kind of redo a little bit of that, but specifically about what we're doing right now. How do you work with these builders? Number one, what do you need to be looking out for? So I want you guys to be ready to ask me a lot of questions. I'm gonna drop my knowledge. I do have a couple slides here to take you through, not a ton, right? Because I want it to be more discussion heavy here, guys, of just how do you get started with new construction? How do you find your clients? How do you start building those relationships with those builders out there? And then what do you need to look out for in terms of doing new construction right now? Okay, does that sound fair?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Did anybody else have a different expectation coming in?
Nope.
All right, cool. Either give me some thumbs up or all that good stuff. All right, so let's just jump right into it. Oh, hold up. Y'all can't see my screen. All right, we'll be going back and forth from sharing the screen. Can y'all see my screen now?
Yep.
Yep, okay, cool. All right, so real quick, we've already talked about who's on the call. We're gonna just get right through that real quick here. How's new construction in y'all market right now? Because I'm gonna give you the state of DFW. DFW, our builders are behind. Okay, they don't have enough. They want to sell homes. I feel bad for these new construction sales reps out there because they can't sell them, right? And we are running behind. And at the end of the day, communication, depending on the builder, is all over the place. With some builders, the new construction communication is awesome. And there's other builders where it is terrible. And I feel bad for the salespeople because they are pretty much caught in the middle, right? They can't tell us any more than what the actual builder is telling them. So let's talk about the roles first of what we're looking at. Obviously, we have ourselves as the agent, but you have the salesperson whose their sole job is to execute the contract, right, of the sale, sell houses, and then communicate. But they are the middleman. Does anybody else disagree with that? Has anyone seen an example of that in any way? All right, I'm gonna take it that you guys don't disagree, because you know they are the ones who are going to be communicating. They are the face of the organization to that buyer. And you got to talk about some of the sales reps that you have. You have some sales reps that are extremely welcoming of real estate agents. Why? Because we can help them with their jobs. Very easy, very simple, right? And we can bring clients to them. Then you have some sales reps who they can't stand us. And some of the reasons why they don't like us is for a good reason. I've seen agents at new construction spots start trying to tell the buyer everything about the house, like they know the product better than the sales rep. I don't know D.R. Horton better than Felicia does. All right, that's my favorite new construction sales rep in D.R. Horton. Her name is Felicia Hawkins. She's awesome. But here's the thing. I just bring my buyers to her and I get out of her way. She knows I'm going to push it from a negotiating standpoint. I'm going to get the best that I possibly can for my client or what they're willing to give at that point in time. But no one can tell them about the D.R. Horton product better than she can. Why would I get in the way of that? So let me just start right there. First things first, realtors, we're trying to help and protect our clients. But when you start doing new construction, check your ego at the door. I tell everyone that. Don't bring that ego to the table because that's what they do. That's like if a new construction sales rep was to come tag along when I'm shopping a buyer for pre-owned and is trying to tell them about how the option period and everything else works and earnest money, yada, yada, yada. I'd be like, you don't do this every day. I do this every day. That's my wheelhouse. So these are the things you got to think about, but that is their role, okay? And then you have the builder, the person who's really over the crew, who's going to make sure and maintain the building schedule of the home. You need to get to that individual and you need to be able to have a relationship with that person, okay? If you don't have a relationship with that individual, you need to find some way to build that. And a lot of times, some companies can be protective of allowing you to talk to that individual and give that individual's number out. Think about it. They're building everybody's homes. They don't want to talk to 50 different realtors on top of 50 different buyers and then maybe on top of 50 different lenders. They don't really have time for that, but they can be your best friend if you can build a good relationship with them, and then they can tell you what is actually going on with the home, okay? But that is the state of what we have going on here in new construction in DFW right now is that, A, we don't have any houses. They are behind. Every builder has their own way of releasing homes, right? Some you have to get on a waiting list. Others you have to is come to an auction, or come to a lottery, if you will. Everybody's doing everything. And then they change what they're doing. And then they're not doing it consistently across the entire company. I can tell you that in D.R. Horton, for example, if I was to go down south in Crowley, all right, they're doing lotteries. If I go up north in Justin, D.R. Horton is not doing a lottery. But the Express Home that's right down the street in Justin is doing a lottery, which D.R. Horton owns Express Homes as well. So I'm curious, guys, can we just sound off real quick? What's the market like for you guys right now?
I'm in the same market, DFW, as far as the role of the sales rep.
Mm-hmm.
it's a mixed bag, you know.
It is.
With certain builders, some of the sales rep are just perfect, give updates every week. I got one sales rep in particular say, hey, we're on step 18 out of 30. Next week, we're on step 19 out of 30. Here are the next steps. And it's almost to the point where I want to take a screenshot and share that with the other sales rep to say, this is the type of updates that is beneficial for our clients, because we all know delays are coming. Down the there's nothing you can do to avoid it, but at least let us know ahead of time, you know. And then I get the complete opposite end of it, where a sales rep will say, we're still on target to close on December the 18th. And I go look at the house and the sheetrock is not up. I'm like, have you even looked at the house? Well, no, I'm just looking at a report. So you just have to just figure out what type of sales rep you're dealing with and see, like you said, if you can go directly to that builder and what level of involvement that they have. So it's just a mixed bag for me.
I agree with everything you just said. It just depends on who you're working with. What about anybody else in a different market than ours? Don't be shy.
Hey y'all, so this is Rainey. I'm in the Tampa Bay area. And for me, the sales rep is like they're unsure because things are constantly changing. I had one client with the Taylor Morrison. We was there on a Saturday just to kind of see if that was the model we want. They had already put in their bid for a lot. The sales rep told us that they won the bid. They were first up. So we go and like kind of just go on the land, let them take pictures. Within that time frame of us literally walking to the lot, the sales rep comes out and tell us that they no longer have the lot. So it's like very confusing in regards to the information.
Were there multiple reps in at that particular office?
No, he was the one that we had been working with directly. It was a directive apparently that he got an email within that time frame that they're changed their whole setup to now they're going to spec homes, and just the whole process changed. So of course, you know, I mean, trying to keep up with your clients and make sure they're taken care of, it's a little frustrating. It's not like we can just go on the MLS and, you know, go that route. So.
But you know, that's actually one of the points we're going to be talking about here is the amount of changes that is going on out there. Things are changing on these guys on the fly. I can't tell you how many times I have walked into a new construction office to just view what they have in it. And I do this weekly. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I do this weekly with my I wouldn't call it downtime. It's scheduled out time where I'm going to go either shoot a new construction video, I'm going to go talk about it, whatever. But I do this weekly. In which, you know, they'll say, oh, I don't have anything. They say, oh, well, Sascha, something just popped up. Or we're waiting to hear back from corporate what's going to happen. You know, so that's one of the things I'm going to be talking about is here. When you understanding your market, it means this. So what does that mean? You need to understand how those sales reps work and how their companies work. What I mean by that is understand when they have their major sales rep meetings. So when they're getting their orders from the corporate office, when is that going to be? And I can tell you what, in some areas, I know which builders are going to be meeting on Tuesdays. Tuesday is a big builder day. Let me just say that, because they typically, just like us, Mondays, they're wrapping up contracts. Okay. So you know how it goes for us guys on a Monday. You know, if people want to go see a house on a Monday, if it was put on the market, let's say what, Thursday, that house should be on the contract by what, Monday, Tuesday at the latest. Okay, so they kind of work in the same vein, if you will. And so on Tuesdays, a lot of times these builders are having their, you know, the builders themselves are having a meeting about updates where they are on all of the homes they're building, and corporate is deciding if they're going to release X amount of lots, okay, or what direction they're going. And they are blowing with the wind. You know, there's quite a few builders that were literally building, you can build from ground up, but the vast majority right now are going to spec homes because that is all that they can actually task their crews to work with. Is anybody else running into that as well? The spec home versus building from ground up, is that different anywhere else? All right, I'm assuming none. Okay. So, I mean, those are some of the things you guys got to look at because it's definitely happening. Anybody else want to share about their market real quick before we move on? All right, cool. All right, so next slide, next slide here. Okay, so as you can see, I mean, y'all can't see my screen. Hold up. How does that keep falling out? Can y'all see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Not sure what's going on.
Oh, man.
Zoom has been tripping. Anyway, so a couple of the major things when it comes to selling a new construction home. Make sure I watch the chat room as well, because I guess somebody else jumping back in here. Is, all right, number one, guys, how do you find inventory? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to go through what I do to find inventory. I'm going to show you guys that. Two, we've already started this a little bit, talking about the builder relationship and how you manage that. Okay. Number three, understanding their contract. And understanding the contract negotiations. They all have very different contracts, but there's certain things that you need to be looking out for in terms of that contract, okay? And then understand the next big thing is going to be change is constant. When we did this mastermind about a month ago, the market was moving a little differently, and some of these builders were moving a little bit differently. Now people have moved off from building from ground up versus spec homes. So those things we're going to go over real quick. How do you find inventory? How are you guys doing that? Come on, don't be shy.
I try to get on like their email list
Well, that's one way, yeah.
and going in person because nobody answering the phone at this point.
Well, there's three main ways. You can go through the MLS, which we all know how to do that, right? All right, so I'm not going to go through that because I think everyone knows how to use the MLS, correct? Showing my thumbs up, head's nodding. I'm assuming if I can't see, your head is nodding.
Yes.
If you don't know how to use the MLS, man, you got some problems as a realtor. I'm gonna tell you that right now. All right. And some of us have better MLSs than others. The other thing is looking at your new construction website. You know you have your own new construction website, at least here if you're part of Netris. Let me say that. So, okay. So when you first log into the MLS, okay, you get all these tiles here. Everybody just skips this stuff and goes straight to Matrix. That's what we all do, unless you're looking at Realist Tax or something like that. Has anyone started playing with a new home professional source here?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, how well are you guys using? Are y'all using this when you're putting your clients on here? I put my clients on the search here all the time because there are homes that pop up on the new home professional source that is not on the MLS. Okay, and that is going to be builder specific and community specific. And what I've learned is this: certain builders and certain communities have people who they just task as like virtual assistants to put stuff out there all the time. Okay, and to go and put stuff out there. And then there's others who don't manage it at all in any way. So it's no different than what they potentially have on the MLS. Okay, but if I was to go here, we all get our own website. Let me just say that. So if you go to my showing, go here, new site, and you can go ahead and set up your own profile, et cetera, put your headshot, your logo, your background picture, and any more information you want to have on there, you can, okay? And if you go here, it builds out your own website that's branded to yourself, et cetera. Send this website to your people and then have them look for homes from this perspective. And what I'll do is, let's go build one real quick. We'll go with the 76248. That's killing. I probably should chill something else. All right, to see what's out there. Yeah, I knew it was not gonna be anything killer. So we're just gonna go to the map feature here. All right.
Sasha, and have you found that to be pretty accurate with the market, the information that they're putting on that one? Oh, okay.
It's not, let me just say it's no, yes and no. Yes,
Okay.
let me just say this. It is accurate in the sense that there's, I got people waiting, I'm sorry. It's accurate in the sense that there's more homes out there, okay? So it's accurate from that perspective. And there are homes that I find on New Home Source that I won't be able to find on the MLS, okay? But if I want to get the absolute most accurate listing of homes that these guys have available, you need to go to the office or you need to call them. Okay. You can't even go trust their websites right now if they actually have something on the ground. All right. I'll give you a good example. I got a text. What's today? Today's Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday, right?
It
Yep.
is.
Get my days mixed up. So I got a text on Sunday night from one of the building reps that I have built a great relationship with. And the text came out and said, "Hey, Sascha, I have a 3-2, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,800 square feet. Just fill out a contract. It's going to be closing on March 24th. First thing I did was send that to my entire team and myself. And we said, okay, which of our buyers out there we're struggling with? Because the price point on that one was 302,000, I think it is. We snatched that up. That's purely because of our relationships, right? And the relationship I have with this individual is I get them to send me stuff automatically. I check in on them. I just send little text messages here and there. And at the end of the day, I'm like, anytime you have something that's popping up, I'm selling in this area, let me know. I'll be there, right? And then I treat that individual. I treat building reps that I have a good relationship with. I treat them like past clients, okay? So I may send them a little small little gift here and there. Anything to stay in front of them, right? Valentine's Day, I may send out some cookies and things of that nature. So I am the person they want to call. Here's the other side of that. When they do have buyers who just walk in there, right? But they need to sell a house. I'm one of the few agents that they will get that phone call and say, "Hey, I need this house to sell fast." Okay. So I'm sorry here. Let me go ahead and just build this search out real quick for you guys. So let's say we're going to build a search here. We're going to go up to 500,000, minimum 300. We're going to update that. Beds and bath, we're going to go with 3 plus a 3-2. We'll update that. Square footage, we'll go with 2,500. Click on update that. The status, is it under construction, built, or whatever? This is important because these little symbols will tell you that. I wish they just said the words, but whatever. All right. If I go to more, I can bring in more. I could just do single family. I could do townhomes. We're going to just do single families. Okay. So if the builder uses this well, and some builders do, the stuff that's on closeout, you'll find these deals here sometimes, okay? All right, and so I didn't get a great area, so we're just gonna draw on the map here. All right, and then we're gonna apply that. And so what that brought up was 81 homes out there right now. If I click on the list, I can see which ones are under construction. I hate that little symbol. Which ones are in a plan? So the question is this. Who asked a question about it being accurate?
I did. This Rainey.
Rainey. Okay, so here's the reason why we question if it's going to be accurate or not, because sometimes they haven't updated, right? If you have a builder that hasn't truly updated this, right? This house that's said that is planned, it can already be under construction. It might not even be available. So you're taking the good with the bad with this as well. So please understand that, okay? But if I was to sort through this, guys, I'll just sit here in the areas that I need to go find a home in, and I'll make these phone calls. And by the time I get on the phone with them, right, especially with a builder that has a centralized call center, if they have a centralized call center, that person who's in the centralized call center, who is not in the office, is your best friend. They will tell you everything that they have on the inventory, everything that they can sell. They typically know more and before the sales rep knows in terms of what's coming down from the corporate office down to that office there, because they are the centralized call center. So I have a really great friend who basically lets me know everything that's going down for Bloomfield Homes. And so we knock those out from that perspective. All right, let me pause here and take some questions. Does anybody else got anything else like this in your market that you're using? I'm hearing yes, no, maybe, I don't know.
No,
What market are you in, my friend?
I'm in Georgia.
What part of Georgia?
I'm in the greater Atlanta area. So
Okay.
I'm like maybe like 30 minutes north of the city.
Okay. So
Yeah.
do you, city meaning Atlanta?
Yes,
Okay, all right.
yes.
So y'all don't have anything that's beyond MLS about where you can find inventory homes or new construction?
So here's the thing for me. I'm very new. I'm like 2-3 weeks into the business.
Okay, got it.
So right now
got
I'm
it.
in the process of just learning the business. I came in on the Chauncey's Downline. So
All right. Well, I think most of us, almost everybody here up on the Chauncey, just about. Anybody here not on the Chauncey?
I'm with you, Sasha.
Well, I mean, well, yeah, you know what I mean, but I'm on the Chauncey, so you're on the Chauncey too, so you know how they go. You know?
Yeah, cool. So I'm
All
in my
right.
learning phases right now. So I'm trying to pick up everything I can.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is number two, how I go find houses, guys. All right. But by far the most effective way I go find these homes is like I call them and I go there and I talk to the person in the centralized call center. And then I just keep a spreadsheet of who has what rules they're working on at the time and how they function. Understanding that is key and critical, how they function and what happens from there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, so let's move on to this next slide here. Go back, I'm sorry. Okay. All right, I'm not going to jump on the builder relationship anymore because at the end of the day, we've already kind of talked about it, all right? You just got to make yourself available. You can't just be realtor X, Y, and Z and just coming in there and, well, they don't know you. Well, let me just say this. Builders like agents that promote their product, okay? Is there anybody else on here who's doing any type of new construction walkthroughs or anything like that? Nobody?
You mean like what? Like doing videos?
Yeah.
Not consistently. I was at one point, then I kind of slacked off.
Well, here, let me give you an example here. All right, so me and my team, here's one. I'll play you guys a short clip of this one here. My team, if you're on Chatman Realtor Group, you have to make videos, and those videos are going to go on our YouTube channel and everywhere else. So getting everyone comfortable with video, I'm very comfortable. Just getting them out there helps. And this also helps me find, oh, crying out loud. Hold up. Well, first, let me just say this. When I do go there, I maximize that there's space. So this is shot at the same new construction video location. This video was as well. I walkthrough video and I did a couple more walkthrough videos. And then we just use that space because that space is nice, it's staged, it's good marketing. And we'll go there and we'll go knock out like 4 or 5 different videos for the day. And we're in and out there here inside of like 2 hours. Okay, let me just say that. So here's one that we did real quick. Hey guys, how you doing? Chatman Realty Group here. I'm Sascha. I'm Lisa. And we are at the Trails of Elizabeth Creek here in Justin, Fort Worth address still. And we're going to show you guys a D-order board model. This is the Rockdale. I hope you guys like it.
Please like and subscribe to the channel.
All right, let's see you in a second. Let's go. Yeah, pass that. All right, guys, like I said, we're here in Justin. We're going to show you a Rockdale model. All right, just want to show you a little bit of the area. They have a nice playground out there. This is a nice, beautiful master plan community. And there is the HOA center. Let's zoom in on that. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and show you guys this model. Here. So this house has 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. Here's your half bath. So at the end of the day, I'm not gonna show the whole video. Y'all can catch it on YouTube if you like. But when you're going through and you just knock out a quick walkthrough video, just like we do with anything else, right? I'll send it over to my editor, let him knock this whole thing out. We drop this on our YouTube channel. This video, especially my new construction videos, they'll jump up and get 500 hits before you know it. You know, even if this house is gone, because this is a model home, right? Let that sit out there. I can't tell you how many phone calls I get off my YouTube channel for new construction That's why I do almost, when I'm talking to consumers, I do a lot of educational videos. I'm not doing those as much, but we do these quite a bit because they'll watch them. Even people who aren't looking for a house like to watch brand new construction videos. Heck, realtors watch these videos, right? And the more that these people watch them, if I embed these into my website, if you embed your good YouTube videos, especially new construction, onto your KV Core website, guess what? It ranks even more so. So for me, for example, here's my website. If I go to my new construction site here, I didn't change that video, but I got this video in here, right? I have a widget to take them over to the new construction home source site. And I have new construction already built in here, okay? And if they click on here, it'll take them to see even more video virtual tours. And I can't tell you how many people jump in here and click and watch these videos all the time. I'm doing a couple things here, right? A, I'm trying to attract and find buyers. B, I'm using this to manipulate my website to give me more hits to rank better on Google, right? And we're also being very helpful to people as well, right? So if you got these things, you got to start connecting your tools with what you're doing. So when I go in to go meet with these people and to go see the type of inventory and homes that they have going on, I go knock out a quick video. Sometimes I ask them if they want to get on the video. Everyone doesn't like to jump on video, especially with people they don't know. But I always call ahead of time, say, hey, I would like to come shoot a couple of videos at your model. Would that be okay? They're like, oh yeah, great, come on through. And they love it, right? They absolutely love it. And I said, well, okay, I'm gonna knock out a couple more. So they're gonna remember the guy, the team, the agent who comes in and shoots videos with them. They're gonna remember that, who those folks are.
Right.
All right. And then just think about this. How much more video content can you get out of a really nice staged model? You can get a lot out of it. Just for example, like I said, we did this video here. I think Priscilla just hopped on, if I'm not mistaken. Because I just saw Priscilla. All right, well, oh, she did. Maybe she did that. And then we went and knocked out a couple more shorts here, where my girl Vaughn, for example, just talking to sellers.
Hi, I'm Williams with Chatman Realty Group, and today we're talking about staging your home. This is a perfect example of how your kitchen should look when staging your kitchen. As you notice, there's nothing on your counters, it's nice and clean.
All right, that's enough. But y'all get the point, right?
Yeah.
Just multi-using, that way you don't feel like you're just going out and wasting your time. You're building a relationship, okay? You're knocking out videos, right? That you can use this content because they're gonna live out there, right? Priscilla, what's up? I thought I just saw you come through.
What's that?
I was just talking about the team and how we did our videos at the new construction. We knocked out quite a few of them there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool.
Yep.
He got us on video, y'all.
All right, cool. All right, now let's keep going here. I keep moving my slides around, moving stuff around here. Let's talk about the contract. All right, has anyone had issues with doing new construction contracts? Well, let me ask a different question. Is anybody intimidated by doing new construction contracts because it's not your typical everyday contract that you see every single day?
Well, here's the thing. I just did a D.R. Horton. Oh, Sascha.
Mm-hmm.
This is Tiffany. I just did a D.R. Horton. Well, I didn't do the contract because they do it for you. All you have to do is sign. So.
Well, I guess my question is, I guess my question, Tiffany, is this: how did you feel about the fact that you wasn't in control of that contracting process?
Yeah, because you really don't know what you're doing. Yeah.
Did you feel like you was advising your client?
Sorry, what did you say?
Did you feel like you was able to properly advise your client?
No.
Yeah, that was my problem, guys. I felt like when I did my first new construction contract, I'm like, I'm a fly on the wall here, man. I don't know what this person's signing. I was scared. I was nervous. I'm like, man, I don't think they get screwed over. That happened to me once and only once. Why? Because going in, I asked them, say, hey, we're going to be ready to sign when we come in. So the questions you need to be asking the rep, if I bring my buyer through, okay, and we're ready to execute a contract, number one, what do we have to do, right? How much earnest money do they need to put down? Okay, and they'll tell you that. So that way you can communicate that to your buyer. Number two, I'm like, hey, I just need to be able to look at the contract so I have a good understanding. You know, sometimes they don't want to give you the contract. I understand that because they don't like, it's a competition thing. They don't want, Pulte doesn't want D.R. Horton to get their contract. You know, they don't want the other builder to get hands on that contract and then seeing how they're comparing against others. So I can understand that, right? Ask them to send it to you if they will. If they won't, ask for a quick Zoom so they can walk you through the contract. Or if you actually go to the building website and the builder to the actual location and they're not super busy, you know, like, hey, can you walk me through your contract real quick? How does this work? So I just have an understanding when you're walking my client through it, I know what they're talking about when they start looking at me. And they say, oh yeah, I've never had someone tell me no, right? What they don't want is for you to come in there and try to tell them how the contract works when you've never seen it before and you're pretending. I've seen people pretend on contracts and like, ooh, Lord, it's about to get ugly because they don't know what they're talking about. But they're trying to drop a little real estate knowledge here and there so they don't seem and feel like they don't know what they're doing in front of the client. Is that helpful for you guys?
Yep. For me.
Yes, thank you.
And you're welcome, Ms. Giselle. So here's the things that you need to have an understanding of the contract. A, we talked about earnest money. Okay, what you need to be able to execute said contract. Two, you need to understand what outs they have. Okay, can they get out of the contract and get their earnest money? If you ask that sales rep point blank in front of your client, they're going to tell them point blank yes or no, what they can and cannot do. Now, I don't like putting people on the spot, but I have this conversation up front first with the sales rep. Now, you know, it's a little bit of theater, if you will, but I'm going to make sure that I ask those questions so my client knows once you sign on this dotted line and you give them $5,000 and you change your mind, you know, 120, 80, 200 days from now, buddy, you lost that money. Okay. And then make sure you have this conversation. If you're building from ground up, okay, how much more money will your client have to put up? For example, I myself was building a Pulte home. My earnest money was $5,000, okay? But once I went to the design center and we started picking all the different upgrades that we want to put in the house, we had to put down 20% of what we spent at the design center, okay? So we had to put up another, I don't know, I spent some money. It was another $13,000, $14,000 or so. So basically in escrow, I want to say I had about $19,000 in escrow, something like that total. Okay. So if I actually walked away from that particular contract and got my money back because I know how to talk to them what to get it back. But at the end of the day, when your buyer does that, they might end up losing 20 G's. So make sure you understand that and make sure your client understands that going in. All right. This is not some, oh, I think I'll just do it. Okay, we'll figure this out. And then you try to fight to get the earnest money back. They ain't gonna get that money back. Make sure your client understands that because you don't want to be the one who's sitting there, your client's coming at you like you did something bad. Okay. So that's super important. All right. So earnest money, additional earnest money, outs that you need to have within the contract. And then the last thing, one of the big things right now is the understanding of contingencies and how that works. Okay. In this market, a lot of people aren't giving contingencies right now because, I mean, they're just not. You can't, meaning that you need to sell your home in order to buy a new home. Okay. So you need to have that understanding if they will allow contingency or not. There's a couple of builders that will. For example, Bloomfield will allow contingencies. Lisa and DFW, let me say that they will. Okay. But there are also going to be some stipulations, like, for example, I know D.R. Horton would say, we don't do a contingency, but you need to have that house sold within 90 days before we're supposed to close on your home. And that becomes a problem if they are messing around with the schedule, right? The last thing you want to do is sell your client's home in March, and they're supposed to be closing on a brand new home here in April, and then that gets pushed back. That happened to one of my clients this past year. I sold their home, it exactly was. I sold their home in March because they were supposed to be done with their home by the middle of April. My folks did not get into their brand new home until August. Uh-oh, trouble in paradise. So what happened? I literally had to get that particular builder to float a big portion of the cost within the boat, stay in the hotel. They were in the hotel for 3 months. Wasn't nobody happy about that, right? And I wouldn't have sold the house that early, but we went off the timeline that they gave us. All right. You know, but I was staying on houses like in a weekend. So, that was not a good day. So, but that's a big one for you guys to really understand. And then the last thing here on the contracting up front, and Josh will probably chime in on this one, is right now, most builders are telling you, you have to get pre-approved with their lender. Okay, so let's talk about relationships. Relationships are all over the place. You need to maintain a relationship with your preferred lenders, okay? So when I get a lead from one of my lenders, or as a lead that they're working with me, or we bought the lead together, however that works, if I'm struggling out here finding them a home in the pre-owned market, which we all know we are right now, and I know that they can go over here without competing in new construction, I am having a conversation with that lender. I'm letting them know up front, man, we're not having any luck. This person won't waive their appraisal. This person won't go high enough on their offers to get there. And the wife really wants to get new construction on whomever. Usually someone wants new construction, wants a brand new house. Who don't want something brand new, right? Don't let your lender just find out happenstance that they went and got pre-approved with somebody else. Be straight up, let them know that, give your lender a fighting chance so they can actually fight for the deal, because some of these builders aren't giving great incentives right now. Some of these builders will give you like $2,000 in incentives, but the lender that they start out with may have a much better interest rate, something like that. And the preferred lenders sometimes, guys, with new construction builders, they ain't hungry. They ain't eating what they kill. They sitting at the buffet line all day. They're being spoon fed. So make sure you have those understanding. Those are some of the biggest things that I want to really stress here as we went through this particular training, because a lot of agents don't consider these things. All right, let me pause there. Questions around anything I just went over here about when it's time to get under contract and things of that nature? I want to make sure I can answer some questions too and not just talk. Let me check the chat. Okay, it says she had them send the contractor. Is that what you were talking about, Candace? The contract, I'm assuming? Yes. That's got to be the contract. All right. Anybody have any questions about that whole process, when it comes down to contracting, and what do you do from that perspective? No?
No, not at the moment. Nope.
All right, cool. All right, let's talk about ongoing communication real quick. Understand this. You're gonna have some builders that they ain't gonna communicate with you. They ain't gonna tell you jack. Okay, meaning that sometimes you just have to get information from your buyer in terms of where they are. But understanding this, understand when you talk to the builder and the sales rep or whomever, that you understand their phases of construction. Because every builder has different phases. I've seen people have 10 phases. I've seen some people have 16, 17 phases. Understand their phases of construction. They usually have that on a piece of paper that they'll give to you, or they'll give to the buyer up front, of what phases that they have during construction. And what does this mean when they say, hey, we're in phase 10, this is where we're going, yada, yada, yada. Because when they're being elusive about giving you a closing date, it's because really they don't know. Because here's the thing about once they give you a date, it's real. That date is seared in your buyer's head. If your buyer doesn't know a date, they always say, oh, it'll happen. But once they know a date, expectations are on 100% right then and there. Okay. And y'all are quiet today. Somebody's got to have some questions for me.
I do. I got a question for you.
All right, there we go.
Can you walk us through like a sales rep, like when you go to the builder's office and you're talking to a sales rep for like that very first time, like what does that interaction look like? I know you said sometimes you'll call and ask, can you shoot a video? But if it's someone that you haven't met before and kind of that relationship building process.
That's it. That's very interesting because let me tell myself real quick. And some of you are getting to know me better. Some of you already know this about me. I'm a talker anyway. Okay. Come on, Priscilla, don't do me like that. I tend to take over the conversation. I tend to just exert what it is that I want. I'm so focused on what I need to get out of this conversation. And I'm so focused in the moment of what I'm trying to get done, Ray, that I don't really ask for permission to shoot the video. I don't ask them anything. I just jump in and say, hey, I'm Sascha, Chatman Realty Group. I do a lot of videos on my YouTube channel for new construction. And so I'm just really trying to attract some more buyers, right? Because I do a lot of new construction deals. Do you mind if I go and shoot a video? And they're like, yeah. Now, most of the time I'll call, well, let me see, a lot of times I'll call, but for the ones that don't pick up the phone, I'll just show up and just be like, hey, and that's exactly what I say. That's exactly what I say. Sascha Chatman here at Chatman Realty Group. I'm looking for homes for my buyer, number one, and I'm also willing to shoot some videos of what you have in inventory and or your model home. Is that cool? And they never say no. Never say no. Never. I've gotten one time one person said, well, let me call the corporate office. I'm like, really? I'll be like, man, go sit your ass down up in that office and get out of my way, right? And but when let me just say this. So when you are doing that, Phil, Ray, here's the deal. Try to do this when they're not in their peak hours, right? Like when they first open up, I'll do it right then and there, right? Or a little bit after lunch, like around 1 o'clock. So I'll typically go like around 10 or I'll go around 1 o'clock, right? Because I know at that point, they may have somebody in there with them who's looking at a house at 1 o'clock or so. They don't want to be bothered with me. They just like, yeah, here you go. And when I do that, that's strategic. They will give me the keys of what they have on inventory. Yeah, I give them a card. I tell them what we do. I send them a link to my YouTube channel. I put it in my database, and that's it. Now, you guys know I'm a big bomb guy, right? So I'll do a quick thank you video for them in bomb, and I'll send that back over to them as well, right? And sometimes I'll attach the finished product of the video that I did in their model home, and I've seen them send that video out. So they working for me now, right? So that's what we're doing, you know. But and I just tell them straight up, hey, I'm the type of real estate agent, man. I just want to bring buyers to you. I want you to show them the product and show them the home because I know you know it better than me. Okay. So I'll say, Ray, I know you know the house is better than me. I'm not with your company, you are. So the way I like to work is I like to bring the buyer to you. You present the home and we just get the best deal possible. Is that cool? And they're like, bet. Because they don't want me getting in their way. Understand, most new construction people think we're idiots. Okay? Because they deal with a lot of agents that come in there and a lot of agents who pretend and then try to fight with them on negotiations in the contract. And right now we know that they're not trying to negotiate it all with us, right? It is what it is, right? Now, the only time that they may start moving the negotiation is if you're going to truly move your buyer over to and they're going to stay with their lender. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm glad I brought that part up. If my buyer, if my buyer is paying for title, I move to my title company too. So, because they'll be like, oh, no, we got to stay with the same title company. Like, well, who's paying for it? It's like, well, the buyer has to pay for title. I said, nah, then we're going to go to the title company that the buyer wants to go to. And then they'll give me that look because they know darn well they can't have a RESPA violation and say, no, you have to send to this title company. So then guess what happens right then and there? Well, I think we can get them to pay for title. Oh, okay. Well, bet then. If y'all pay for title, then great. Well, okay. We'll stay with your title company. So I'm doing my little realtor kung fu, letting them know, hey, Sascha knows some things here and there. But I also just look really good in front of my client by proving to them, hey, he knows what he's doing. He's looking out for me. I don't have to pay title. I was like, look, you're buying a $400,000 house. You just saved $3,000. Bet. Can you write that on my online review, please? Anytime, guys, you get a win for your client, whether you negotiate a repair, whether you negotiate title insurance or whatever it is, send them go to your website to go and write a review. Go and send them over to Google. Can they write another review? Sure they can. Can they write another one on closing day? So that was a great question, Ray. That was a really good question. You laughing at me, Giselle? I'm just saying, we need to get more reviews. Get them out there to go tell your story. What other questions do you guys have for me here? Because we're almost at our time. I want to make sure I respected you guys' time. There was a little bit more I wanted to kind of go into, but I didn't want to open up a whole nother can of worms, given the fact we're right here at 8 o'clock.
Hey, Sascha, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, question. So I had a client. She was like iffy on and off with like talking to my lender, et cetera, but she wanted a new construction home. She was also getting out of a bad relationship. So, and I kind of know her personally. So she kind of said, hey, I'm just going to take a break. But then she called me last week and said she found a home and went under contract. And I'm like, Gina, what? Did you call? She didn't call me. She said, Cam, I was just driving down the street and I saw it and I pulled in. So she signed the contract. And then she called me yesterday and she's having issues.
Which builder was it? If you don't mind me asking, if you can speak on it.
No, it's fine. I think it's Polte.
Yeah, they ain't gonna put you
I'm in
on.
Orlando. Yeah, well, I was gonna say, like, could I help her? Is it too late?
Did you try to get on the contract?
Well, she already signed. Everything is good to go. Now they're coming back telling her she has to pay a higher deposit or pay her off her car. Like everything is like.
How long ago has she been on the contract? How long does that happen?
About a week.
Here's the deal. I mean, what I would have told you have done as soon as you found out, I would have called that sales rep, sent them my buyer's representation agreement, and say, hey, she just didn't know.
Okay.
Like, she didn't understand it. She just didn't know. I've been helping this lady for like a very long time. And let me explain why. Understand, a lot of these sales reps used to be realtors. Okay, so just sidebar real quick. To become a new construction sales rep, at least here in Texas, I don't know about other places, you have to suspend your real estate license. They can't be a new construction sales rep and work for a real estate brokerage at the same time. Okay, so they understand this and they understand the amount of time and energy we put into this. That's what I would have did, Kamala. I would have like, hey, I've been working with her far too long. Okay, that's number one. Well, that's number two, really. Number one, and I'm glad you brought this up, and I'm sorry this happened to you, but we've got to coach our buyers. Don't do that shit, right? Because they'll go do it.
I cannot believe.
Like that's in my buyer consultation. If you're doing new construction and you go without me, you got to register and put down that you're my client. Okay, so understand let me say this, guys, understand the registration rules for those builders. Some builders, if you don't come on the first trip, they won't work with you. Period. Like, you got to come there first.
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but on their contract, does it not say, if you have an agent, or does it not have that listed, or
It does. It does. It has it listed on the contract, on every contract. That's the only way we get paid, if we're put on the contract, right?
But yeah, I can't believe she did that to me.
The buyer is looking at this we're talking like some of these contracts are 30 to 60 pages long. They're thinking about them, what they want. Their focus is the house. Ooh, I'm getting a brand new house. Yay! I forgot about Kamala. Oh shit. They don't think about that, right? But yet, she calling you for advice. You know what?
Yep.
You know what Sasha does at that point? Shoot their ass a deuces. Go on with that.
What? Yeah.
I tell them, go to my YouTube channel. You can find give what you give me on my YouTube channel. She. Yeah. Nobody. Man, I'm getting okay. People do not go to the doctor's office and never pay their bills. Let you try that. Let you try that right now in today's healthcare. Yeah, I'm sorry that happened, but that's number one. You've got to get them and let them know don't do that. You have to educate them first up front. But if that does happen to anybody, don't be afraid to make that phone call to the builder. I've seen people I've turned one around. I've seen others turn it around because they understand that how hard we work and they know that we're the ones trying to get that going. But you got to decide what you want to do, especially since it's a friend. I don't do free. I don't work for free. I tell my friends and family, I got family members right now, and it's always your friends and family, guys. It is always your friends and family who do that crap. I got a family member right now, doing that. My frat brother just did this. We've done business together, and he calls me, hey man, I'm building a house right now. I want to run something by you. I said, boy, if you were my LB, I'd slap you silly right now. But okay, I listened to what he asked me, and I said, okay. I gave him advice right there, and I made it very clear. This is the only one. Next time you got to pay me for my advice. He said, pay you. I said, boy, I'm a professional. I'm not free. You should know that. All right. $250 a conversation. Y'all think I'm joking. I'm not. I made people do that. I get people call me off of YouTube all the time asking about what they should do with their new construction deal. They're not in my state. They've already went on the new construction. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm more than happy to help you out. This conversation here is free. Next one gonna cost you. They're like, are you serious? I'm like, do you work for free? I'm trying to put my babies through college. What you talking about?
I know that's right. After you spent a lot of time running around and stuff, you will get to that point.
Kamala, she can talk to you for a retainer fee.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like upset about everything, and she says she's gonna call management, and I'm like, Gina, if you would have told me that you were gonna sign, you were just driving by and you saw it, you loved it, but yeah, she's blowing up my phone. I'm like, dang, Gina, really? Like, and we went and we've seen homes, so we were looking together.
Did you ever tell her, don't go in without me, or if you do, make sure you tell them you represent it?
I'm just gonna take a break and then she just drives it into the piece of give me a call. I said, call me. I didn't say like don't do it without me, but I told her, let me know so I can, because I'm here for you. I'm gonna represent you. I have to make sure that you're. So I did tell her that part, but yeah.
But here's the thing. This is one of these lessons that you learn that you'll never have to go through again. You gotta look at it from that perspective. I'm gonna tell you guys like this. When I was younger, my mother used to always say, idle mind is the devil's playground, right? It's the same thing for buyers. When your buyers go silent, when your buyers say they're going to take a break and you decide not to call and check on them, when they go into contract with somebody else, that's your fault. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I can't tell you how many times buyers come into my open house who just happen to see my flags and happen to see the signs and all this stuff like that. But Teron, you was with me, yeah. Guess what?
I saw it happen.
Take them. They ain't your buyer no more. Because you ain't talked to them in what, a month? You ain't talked to them in a month and a half. You're not sending them houses. You're not checking in on them. And then people want to get mad. I got a buyer's rep agreement. You ain't got jack. You just lost them. You might have a buyer's rep agreement, but the buyer's rep agreement, in my opinion, is one of the most useless documents we have here in real estate. If one of my buyers I have on the buyer's rep agreement decide to go buy a house elsewhere, what am I really going to do? Am I going to go sue them? I know people say, well, you can sue them. That's what we taught in school, right? Or people say, well, the other agent, they screwed me. They don't know you represent it, but these people come to my open house all the time, And they're like, well, I was working with the realtor. Like, you was? What happened? I ain't talked to him about a month and a half. And let me be very clear, I'm getting off of new construction here, but that's what's happening in our market right now. As our buyers are shopping for a long period of time, they get buyer's fatigue. Pretty soon, it is somebody's problem why they're not under contract and they don't have a home. You might become the problem, whether that's right or wrong, right? So I don't know if you need to hear this or not, or if anyone needs to hear this. If you're afraid to tell your buyers the truth about what's going on in the market, about the fact that their offer sucks, or the fact that they're not giving themselves a snowball's chance, and you know what, in getting on the contract, you're doing yourself, and more importantly, you're doing your buyer a disservice. When my buyers are putting up bad offers, I'm like, well, I'll write it up, but they ain't going nowhere. They said, you don't think it's gonna work? Well, Sasha, don't kill my dream. I'm like, dreams for kids. We're grown, we're adults. Let's be real. Do you want a house or not? Because you going at asking price is not gonna work in this market. This is not an asking price market. I'm like, that was like 5 years ago. This is 2022. But that's how I talk to my buyers. I mean, so I pretty much talk to everybody like that. I'm not gonna pretend to be somebody else just so, oh, well, you know, I understand, you know, baby, it's okay. We go, no, it ain't okay. Like, what you talking about? Didn't I just show you these comps? Didn't I just tell you I put a house on the market for 260 myself and sold it for 300? What you talking about? No, that's not how you win. Let me give you a little scripting real quick. Quick script, whatever I say, script or not script. I'll say, Giselle. Okay, Giselle, you ready to go? Let's now talk about, we're going house hunting. Before we do that, we need to talk about winning, right? You know, how many times did you come in second place when you was a little kid in sports?
Probably quite a few times.
Quite a few times. Do you remember specifically how many times you came in second place? No, you don't.
I
don't. Giselle, have you ever won a championship?
No.
Well, okay, Giselle, work with me here. Lie to me.
Okay, sure. Yes, I have.
So, okay, so you won a championship. You won one championship, two championships. How many?
4 of them.
4. You specifically remember how many times you won those championships? 4 times, but you don't remember how many times you came in second place, do you?
Nope.
We're going to go win the championship. That's what your house is. It's the championship. It's game 7. Every single time we go looking at a house that you want. That means you got to leave it all out there. You can't sit there and take 1 quarter off or second quarter off. You can't do that. You need to put your most aggressive offer out there, because if you don't do that, they're not even going to talk to you or look at your offer or even talk to me.
Right.
You want to win a championship? Do you want to buy your house or not?
Absolutely.
Let's go.
It's like highest and best, right? Isn't that what they love to say nowadays?
Yeah, it's got to be your highest and best. And what I tell them is, it's got to be your highest, best, and your first offer. Don't go in talking about, well, I'm gonna go in starting out at, you know, it's 240,000, so I'm gonna go 245, but I'm willing to go 260. If you don't put that 260 out there right now,
right.
But let's be clear, we have to show them that, right? You guys know how to show them that, right?
With the comps, right? With what's recently sold.
No. That's not what I'm talking about. Here, let me show you something. Do you guys have some type of mortgage app on your phone?
Yeah, I think we talked about that last time.
Yeah, everyone was there. I'm gonna just show this real quick one more time. Everyone here. What screen can y'all see, if y'all can't see a screen?
All right. Desktop looks like.
What are you seeing right now?
The city of Dallas.
Skyline.
Yeah.
Conflicting application running.
Okay, there we go. All right. Okay. So most of these most lenders got the exact same app, okay? Let me just say that. All right. Most of them have, what is it, Simple Nexus, all right? Most of them have the exact same one. So at the end of the day, get this out from your lender. If they have this, if they not, go find one like that, okay? We're gonna go and say, okay, here's a conventional loan real quick. We're gonna run this at 245,000 based off the scenario we just said. Let's assume they're only gonna put 5% down, right? And we're looking at a 4.25% interest rate. Taxes, we're gonna take that at a flat 6,000, right? We're gonna go with $1,000 for annual homeowners insurance. My boy Abel gets it down really low. And so now we're talking about 1,807 a month, okay? They tell you that, hey, my budget max is around $2,000. Here's 1,807, $245,000. I can then go in here and go to calculate if I want to, and I can show them how that breaks down. The mortgage is $1,100, the taxes is $500, mortgage insurance of $83, and the mortgage insurance of $78 for homeowners insurance, whatever. Okay, 1,807. Remember that number. Okay, everything's going to stay the same. All we're going to do is change this up to $260,000. Put that back down to 6,000. You got to watch that; it will change on us. Back to 1,000 on that. We went from 1,807 to 1,882. Okay, so we're talking a difference of, what is that, about, what was that, 1,807 to 1,882. Someone do that math for me. We got a lender on the phone. Come on, do the math. That's what you do. My brain's, I'm tired. It's been a long day.
Maybe 75.
75 bucks. Okay. All right. So here's what I'm like, Josh, you telling me you're gonna lose your house over $75 a month?
Right.
$75 a month. Like,
No, sir.
when's the last time y'all went out to eat? Oh, we went out. Well, let me say this. Like, hey, I asked about also, when's the last time you guys went out to eat? Oh, we went out to eat like 2 days ago. Really? Where'd y'all go? Went to Papados. Ooh, Papados. All four of y'all, the whole family? Yeah, the whole family. Well, okay, bet. All right. So then I pull this out, I show him. So you're telling me you're willing to lose your house over a Papados meal once a month?
Right.
Because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about $75. So that extra $15,000 I'm trying to tell you that you need to go in order to win your home, okay, is going to cost you $75. People are visual, guys. They're visual. So I live in this particular app because I know what it is that they're looking from a monthly perspective. And then people have crazy thoughts in their head about putting 20% down. And I'm like, well, why you want to do that? You know, because that's what they've heard. That's what they've been told to do. So you can get past all these objections by showing them numbers. I'm not telling you to try to be the lender, but you need to be well-versed enough, because as a real estate agent, you ought to catch all. You should know enough about the home inspection, enough about houses to say, that house looks jacked up, that roof looks bad, that foundation does not look too great, okay? You should be, I mean, because we know bad foundations when we walk through houses. If you walk, we've walked through, at this point, I'm sure I've walked through thousands of houses. The moment I walk into a house, I can feel a house that has the gangster lean. I look at the windows automatically. I look at the doors. I know a house that has foundation issues. If it doesn't have foundation issues, I look and I put my iPad up real quick. I say, yep, they've had foundation repair. I check the sales disclosure. If it hasn't had that, if it's not listed, I know what I'm dealing with. Because when I walk into a home, I am assessing what I'm going to have to deal with to get my client, you know, to the closing table. Am I dealing with a jacked up roof? First thing I'm looking at when I walk into a house. Am I looking at a house that has messed up bricks and looks like Wolverine been scratching on the brick? Like, if it's jagged little claws going, I mean, come on, guys, you know what that is, right? So think about that when you're looking at a house. How do you mitigate through that? This right here helps me mitigate through the financial discussion and get them to put forth a more aggressive offer. And if you're not having this conversation with your buyer, and then they go to an open house, my open house, and I ask a question very simple, hey, how long you been looking? They said, oh, I've been looking for 6-7 months. You could see the bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, brand new buyer out there, right? But then you can see that beat up, tired, I don't lost 8 houses buyer out there as well. And the moment somebody shares information with that buyer that you as the agent hasn't shared, the seed of doubt on you is there. Why? Why in the world did Ray not tell us this? Why didn't Ray tell us to consider going conventional over FHA? You know, why didn't Quincy tell me that me throwing $5,000 into my earnest money is not as impactful as me waiving my appraisal? If you're afraid to have that conversation, the next agent won't. All you're doing is prepping that buyer to lose with you and to win with the next buyer, the next agent. That's all you're doing. So, I'm sorry, I went on the tangent, my bad. My bad. I wasn't supposed to do that today. All righty, guys, it's 8:11. I've gone past our time. Does anybody have any other questions, whether it be about new construction or anything else that they want to run by me real quick? Because I got some videos I need to go knock out. Y'all got me in the mood to just, I'm about to go drop some dimes real quick.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes, who is that?
Giselle.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Who did you use to do your like LLC stuff?
I did Nolo, actually. Nolo.com.
Okay. Looking into doing that and getting like a business account, things like that. So.
Oh, no doubt. Definitely do that because EXP will pay you straight through that. Then you can start writing off all kinds of things.
Right. Okay. So Nolo, you said, okay.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's a question, Giselle. Do you own a home?
Not yet.
Okay. So know this, guys, and I learned this the hard way. If you're going to be moving over as an employee of your LLC and you don't own a home, okay, it's just like how when our buyers switch industries, if you will, right? Like, for example, I mean, I just started using my LLC this way because I was always getting paid as Sascha Chatman Realtor versus getting paid as Chatman Realty Group, okay? And I wanted to buy my home. So I had to just wait on that a little bit because if I had moved over to become and put all under Chatman Realty Group LLC, I had to be employed with that particular company for 2 years.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can get around it, but it's very, 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 very rare you can. So understand that if you're trying to buy a house right now, guys, and you've been doing this as your individual self, you might need to go ahead and do that till you get through the home situation. But hey, talk to a lender, talk to a taxing professional about that first. That's just my advice. That's what I had. That's what I experienced.
Okay, thank you.
Josh, do you agree with that? I saw you shaking your head a little bit.
Yeah, no, especially I had that situation not too long ago. The best way around it for that one person, they had a CPA verify, hey, this is really the same entity. It's just, hey, a name change through the LLC. And they were able to get around that and get approved with the lender. But the CPA had to do a lot of paperwork, which wasn't fun, but they got the home. They got the championship, right? So it was worth it for them.
Yep. Congratulations, Elaine, on that sixth offer, that sixth one. Hey, that's what's up. Keep writing those contracts, guys. What other questions do y'all have for me?
Hey, Sasha, along those same lines of Giselle's question. So your income doesn't matter if you switch over to, doesn't matter how much money you make. It has to be that 2-year period. They can't check your bank statements or as far as trying to buy a home.
What do you mean? Say a little bit more.
Yeah, so if you switch over to LLC and you're trying to purchase a home and you haven't reached that 2-year mark yet, but let's say you have the income, that your income doesn't matter. It's still, you can't get qualified based upon your income is what I'm saying.
Well, it depends on the scenario because like for yourself, you just became an agent, right?
Correct.
Your income that you've been having for the past 2 years has been based off your previous profession.
Correct. Yep.
So for you, if you talk about yourself individuals, you're talking about a buyer. Either way, if you was in industry X over here, let's say, for example, I was in healthcare, right? And then I moved full time into real estate. I was like, wait, man, I made a whole lot of money in healthcare. I said, well, you're not doing it anymore. Like, well, I make more money now in real estate. It's like, yeah, but you're not proving yet. That's why I had to wait those 2 years. So just understand, if you're changing the industry and if your buyer is changing industries, that's something that needs to be known as well. Does that help?
Yeah, that helps. I guess my question was, it doesn't matter. You can have 500 grand in the bank. It doesn't matter if you don't have that 2 years.
You got 500 grand in the bank. That's gonna be that's a different scenario. If you got money, that's a different situation. People who got money have more options. Ain't that the truth? That's why I got in this business in the first place, to go get more options. I wasn't growing anymore in healthcare. My money wasn't going to grow anymore. I was topping out and maxing out, and I like options. All right, guys. Anybody got anything else for me? Feel free to ask them.
Where will this recording be? Just so I can like rewatch it.
I'll put this on the Real Estate Tech Ninja. I'll put it out there on that one. Okay. I typically put these in my downlines on my Kajabi site that I have.
Okay.
Or Chauncey has her Chauncey Life. I have the Real Estate Tech Ninja, which I have a lot of my video library out there. I'll put this on my Real Estate Tech Ninja YouTube channel for you guys. How about that? I know some of you guys aren't directly under me, so for those who aren't direct, I want y'all to be able to get access and be able to see this stuff as well. I'll put it out there as well. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm just gonna say this, know this. If you are following my Chatman Realty Group YouTube channel, I mean, go ahead and please continue to do so. Don't take a subscriber away from me. But here's my deal. I am going to be exclusively sending all of my agent-centric YouTube stuff on the Real Estate Tech Ninja YouTube channel now. Chatman Realty Group is going to be 110% through and through, only for consumers. I think I have a couple more videos out there that's going to be there, but we're going to stop that and just go get some consumers from that perspective. So here, let me put that one out here for you guys to find it, because a lot of people don't even know I had that channel. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Yeah, there it is.
And I just want to mention, guys, that what he was talking about with the mortgage app and really explaining and showing the numbers to your clients, it really does help with having them make stronger offers. I'm working with some clients now that lost one offer the first time they went in at list price, and Sascha and I got on with them and we talked to them about their numbers. They wanted to put up like $7,000 in earnest money. And I was like, why? Like you could just waive your appraisal, but they were so scared of the appraisal part of it that we had to really dig deep and have a conversation and show them the numbers physically and let them know, and show them the comps. I mean, we walked them through everything so they can feel comfortable enough to be able to make a stronger offer. I submitted both the offers them yesterday, so we haven't heard back yet. So hopefully they'll go through, but one of them at least. But now they're in a position, even if they don't go through, they know to make stronger offers. They know how to make their offer a little bit more aggressive. And that's where that was our, my goal is to get them there. And it is really, the app is great to be able to show them the numbers with that.
And let me just say is the numbers things works, but one thing that we're noticing with our team here in Chatman Realty Group is the supervisor effect, if you will. Okay. Those are Priscilla's buyers, 100% through and through, right? She got them, she's working them from that perspective. So I have the ability to come in and play good cop, bad cop with Priscilla. She's telling me everything right to do, but then I can bluntly say it in a nice way, but still I can bluntly say, hey, this is what you really need to do, right? And I've noticed this with Priscilla. I've noticed this also we did with our other agent, Vaughn, that when we did this with Vaughn, her buyer looked at me, Say, oh, the boss man's here. Like, well, the boss man, what are you talking about? Because, you know, I'm the team leader or whatever. And I was like, okay, well, boss man, let's play the role. Let's play the boss man role. And we did it and it worked. So what I'm saying is maybe you need to get with a partner agent that you can play buddy cop with, right? That can help. Obviously, you want to get with an agent that you trust who's not going to try to take your client or whatever. But if you need to bring somebody else on to further iterate the points that you're trying to get to them, sometimes they just need to hear another voice, right? If it's not that agent, it needs to be your lender, okay? But they need to hear another voice that what you're trying to get them to do and why you're trying to get them to go there, right? And I'm gonna tell you, there's nothing better than getting visuals, guys. Get into Canva, create some visuals to show and iterate the points you're trying to make. I just showed you one thing that we did here with the app or whatever, but I have tools to show people this, like how to get them understanding how much money they got to put down. Create those graphics so they'll understand that. A, is gonna make you look more professional anyway, but most people cannot process what we're talking about in real estate because what we're talking about is already complicated, but they can process it if they see it. Give them something to see. You can talk to me, you blue in the face, and I'll understand half what you're talking about. But if you show me a picture, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, bet. I got you. I get it. My wife is doing that to me all the time. She's always telling me about this outfit that, oh, it's got this, it's got these type of ruffles, it's got this going on, it's got this type of pattern. I'm like, oh, yeah, I bet you look good in it, girl. Yeah. But when I see like, oh, that's what you're talking about. All right. I just do the husband nod. Yeah. It's awesome. That's going to be dope, right?
Yeah.
Visuals. People need visuals. All right. I'm gonna let y'all go at that point because we're way over. I gave y'all some extra time and I'm about to go do some more work.
Nice. Appreciate your time.
All right, guys.
Appreciate it.
Deuces.
Thanks,
Thank
brother.
you.
Bye-bye.